So I have a question to ask you, Ms. Lee. Should the government allow immigrants who are here legally to become U.S. citizens?
Here's the deal. I've been in Manson a long time and seen a lot of families that are not citizens and how hard they struggle for their families and how much pressure they put on their students to reach this American dream that they've sacrificed their lives, their finances, their families for. So I think that it would be a really good idea for our government to look at the families that are doing it right, that are making the American dream happen, and those people are the people that earn their citizenship here in the United States. I think that we can take the focus off of all immigrants, all illegal immigrants, and put the focus more on the American dream that we're founded on. So I feel like the focus is a lot on a negative part of the problem, and people aren't lucky enough to see what I get to see every day at school and see this American dream coming to fruition. So I really believe that we should take a look and restructure how we do citizenship in this country.
I agree a lot with what you just said.
Thanks.
Also, I've witnessed what she said living here and seeing all these great families. Not everybody is bad. How they tell us in the news and stuff that Mexicans bring rape and drugs and stuff. Not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
And
I think that we could focus on criminal activity even more in our country. We could take a look at those that are creating a problem in the United States, but it is not just illegal citizens or illegal immigrants, however you want to title it. It's people that are hurting other people. They've got to go, and you lose your chance to be this American dream, this being granted or earning this citizenship.
okay, Ms. Steve, have you ever seen the effects on a family being ripped apart and deported?
I actually have, and it was, well, I've seen it several times in families here over the past years that I've worked in Manson. It's devastating when a mom gets taken away from kids and they're left to take care of themselves, or left with an older brother or sister or aunt or uncle. It's hard, and you can't replace that mom's love. And leaving a child without the hope of seeing their mom again is serious trauma, which affects their education and their future. There has to be a better way.
What do you think about students that come on asylum here to the U.S.?
I say bring them to Manson, because we have a community that accepts people and takes care of them. And here at Manson, we had, a couple years ago, we had a lot of students come on asylum. And the crazy part is most of our students didn't even know that they were coming to seek safety within our school walls. But our students embraced them, and our staff helped them. I mean, they didn't have clothes, they didn't have a house or a bed or anything, and their families in this community just wrapped them up and took care of them. And then on the other side of that, the teachers within the classroom, you students might not know, but we receive lots of training on how to deal with students that are coming from severe trauma. And so these students are seeing, people in their own community be kidnapped or murdered, or maybe even family members that have been hurt. And when they arrive in Manson, they're lacking trust, they're still scared. These little kids don't know the language, and so they don't know for sure that they're safe, and the staff just wrapped them up and took care of them. And it was a pretty amazing thing.
Thank you for that, Misty. Now, do you have any questions for us?
I actually do have some questions for you. Do you guys know your own story of your parents and how you got here?
Alright, actually I do not, unfortunately, but thank you for that question. I will go home and ask.
Perfect.
Hello guys, today we are here with Mr. Lopez. Say hi, Mr. Lopez. Hello?
Today we're going to be asking you some questions.
Okay.
Should the government allow immigrants who are here illegally to become U.S. citizens? Tell us your answer and give us a reason. You.
I think that there's quite a few families that been here for a long time, and I think they have follow the rules like paying taxes, and I think those type of families they should be allowed to become citizens or just permanents because they're paying their taxes, just being another citizen. So yeah, I think that certain families, yeah, should be allowed to become citizens.
Yeah, I agree with you. Talking about immigration, we also have families who have family members being deported. Have you ever witnessed or seen a family that has been affected by the deportation of a family?
I haven't really seen one, but I have here in the community. There's been occasions when a family member has been deported, and you can really see the effect on the family, especially on the children, especially if they're really young. Um, you can tell they miss the family member, the parent. So yeah, and also can probably, but being affected probably if they're in school, that will affect their school education. So, like I said, I haven't witnessed, but yeah, I have heard, especially here in the community that we live.
Yeah, there's been a couple cases. Seeing, this community has a lot of agriculture, and with agriculture, we have a lot of Hispanic farm workers. They've built this community, by starting an orchard or doing something good for it. How do you think they're being treated right now? Do you think it's fair or not?
I think that when the way they've been treated has been kind of coming along, but I don't think it's still been treated fair. Wages are not really, they don't pay them enough for the work they do. They don't get paid for the hours they work because sometimes they work, 12, 13 days an hour. And they don't get paid for overtime. They don't get paid for when they're sick, when they're ill. So it has improved from the past, but I still don't think they've been treated fair. Also, some farmers where they live is not a really a good living situation. They have quite a few people working in the same cabin or same building, which is kind of hard. So no, I don't think the way the farmers, the Hispanics, they've been treated fair. Like I say, it's been improved, but not a lot.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lopez, for your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
Have a good
Hi, I'm here with Ms. G,
Hello, everyone.
and I'm here to ask you, should the government allow immigrants who are here illegally to become U.S. citizens?
Yes, they should.
Can you explain?
If they're already here and they're not legally here, then I don't see why we don't just allow that to happen. We've seen this happen before. We did this with Irish immigrants before. It legalized them. We had more people paying taxes. We had more input into our community. We had more people to work for other jobs. So why don't we just legalize the immigrants who are already here?
Thank you.
Do you feel like it's their American dream to become U.S. citizens?
I think the American dream is an ever-changing thing. I'm not sure that that's everyone's dream, but I'm sure it's quite a few immigrants' dream if they are willing to be here illegally and to take those risks. Then most likely they're doing it because it's their dream to be here. Yes.
Thank you. Our country was founded on immigrants, and do you agree on capping the number of immigrants we have in our country?
I think that this is a really tricky topic. I think that the U.S. was created because there was a group of people who didn't agree with their current government system, and so they came here for that freedom. So if we're based around that, then why are we limiting or forcing others who would like to do the same thing to not be able to come to our country? I don't know.
Should the government allow immigrants who are here illegally to become U.S. citizens?
I think there should be a process for people that are here and do not have their documents to be able to become citizens eventually. And I do believe we have a broken system, immigration system. So if there was some kind of process, if people show that they have been productive citizens and have contributed to their communities, paid taxes, there should be a way for them to become, there should be a path for citizenship.
Thank you. Do you think illegal immigrants are taking American jobs?
I think there are jobs, enough jobs for everybody, and those that are willing to work are finding the jobs. So I do not believe they take jobs, and all the statistics show that they are actually doing jobs that many people do not do. And so I even feel it's unfair that sometimes that comes up because they are working hard and doing those jobs that nobody applies for. So, yeah.
Think illegal immigration affects our community?
I think here in our community in Manson, we do have people that are undocumented, and I feel like they are hardworking people because we are an agricultural area, so they are here for those jobs specifically. But it doesn't affect the community negatively in any way. I think they're all productive citizens in our community, and their children attend our schools. So I feel it's actually a positive that we have all the community we have here in Manson. Okay?
Thank you, Ms. Graham.
Thank you.
Olha aqui.